I grew up listening to country blues because my mum and dad always had the records on in the house. They had the likes of like Patsy Cline, Hank Williams, and modern sort of country artists like Johnny Cash and Randy Travis and such like. We were really into them from kids. We were encouraged to listen to it and we loved it. They were into a lot of like modern blues like B.B. King, Bonnie Raitt, and we just grew up listening to them type of records. I mean, they had another side to them where they liked the Beatles and Bruce Springsteen and stuff like that, but for some reason I was really drawn to the blues and the country side of things.
What do you do when your love ain't reciprocated? Where do you go when your life...
When I was 14, my mum and dad bought me this CD, and I'd say it was a CD that completely changed my musical life. It was Rory Block, Best Blues and Originals.
And now you can see, is that big...
They went to New York, I think, for just a holiday, like a tourist holiday, and they went into like the equivalent of what was Borders and just bought a load of CDs because they had to buy them as imports those days. So they bought me this one CD and they never even heard it themselves and took a chance, and I took it with me on holiday to Ireland for 2 weeks and played it non-stop. And Rory Block just plays completely and utterly like Robert Johnson style. I really liked it, but it was like fascinating because it was really old-fashioned type blues. From listening to that, I sort of went on this musical journey.
What do you do when you give it everything?
And I took it back to see what she was influenced by, and then come across the likes of Blind Blake, Robert Johnson, Reverend Gary Davis, all the old Delta blues players. That was it then. I was totally like encapsulated by them. And didn't really foresee myself having a career professionally in music, just because it was always, it sounds corny, but it's always one of them like dreams that people have and they don't really ever make it. So I got a job and I done the normal thing, and then my mum asked me to do this charity gig at the Picket 3 or 4 years ago now, and I done it with Don, my brother. We just done cover songs. We done like Stevie Ray Vaughan and all blues cover songs, and he accompanied me. It wasn't really that strong on the guitar at the time. I just got the bug for it, and straight after that I started writing my own stuff. So it was quite late on that I started writing. Didn't really try and write songs before that, because I think I tried, and then I came to like a crossroads every time I tried. But for whatever reason, after that gig and I started playing, when I started writing, I put the stuff on the MySpace and then it all like took off from there. I come to the guitar quite late on. I'd say I was about 20 when I first really picked it up and wanted to like learn it properly. I've always sang from like quite young. I think my mum and dad encouraged me to sing a lot from when I was really young.
Drag your spirit down.
I started like the musical journey when I started to play piano. I had piano lessons for a couple of years, but I never practiced because I only ever wanted to play what I wanted to play by ear. I didn't really sight read or anything like that, so I've always had the piano background behind me, and that's when I developed later on the love for the guitar after hearing a lot of the blues stuff.
Drag your spirit down.
And I just learned a few chords off my brother. I always just relied on him to back me up with the guitar. He got me to sing to Wild Thing, and he'd play in his bedroom and get me to come and do all the vocals on whatever he did. So I never really played myself until obviously I got like a little bit of a kick out of learning a couple of chords, and then after listening to certain styles of music, obviously the Delta blues influences that I'm influenced by, I was fascinated by the style of play.
No more. Gonna sit down on the banks of the river where I won't have to die no more.
I got on the gig circuit, I suppose, suppose. I'd done a couple of gigs in Liverpool first after that first charity gig. Played places like the Zanzibar and Park Street. And then I suppose I expanded out to more acoustic singer-songwriter nights across everywhere. But I've never really felt as if I've been part of a scene in Liverpool because I've never been aware that there is a scene. I played a particular place, the Company Store at the Zanzibar, which felt as if like it's almost like a bit of a family vibe because they're all into country and blues and very much roots music. So
Thank you.
I played there a couple of times and that feels really a little bit of a scene. I mean, I've been locked away for a couple of years writing songs in the bedroom, so I've never really been a part of like a Liverpool scene, so to speak.
Of the snare, when it breaks and hits the ground.
I tend to find I write more about like my own personal experiences and relationships, not just between me and a boyfriend, like, but relationships that maybe I've witnessed. It's all very humanistic. I like to observe people's feelings and try and get them across, whether it's from my point of view or from somebody else's point of view. I'd really say it was quite introspective, the whole process of how I write. I wouldn't say there was a set method. Sometimes I'll sit down and I can write loads of lyrics and then I won't have a tune and then a couple of weeks later I'll sit at the piano and then fit to a melody. Or sometimes I could just sit at the piano or guitar, come up with a melody and then write the lyrics afterwards. There's no set way I go about it. It's all feel dependent and how I feel at the time. So I recorded the EP that's been out for a while in a place called Toe Rag Studios in London. And the whole idea of the EP was that it was quite lo-fi in the fact that it was just me, really stripped back. I only had another drummer and an additional guitarist playing on the EP, and it was almost like a homage because there was 2 blues covers on the EP to my roots and 3 songs of my own.
Keep the peace.
Last June I started recording the album at Park Street. We recorded over a couple of months, we've more or less just finished now. There was loads of songs that I'd written that haven't ever been heard. We recorded 15 songs and 13 have managed to get on the album, and there's no covers unlike the EP. We recorded with a couple of session musicians, the drummer Ash Sowen and bass player Lee Pomeroy, who were absolutely fantastic players. My own brother played the guitar as well on the album. Played acoustic and lead electric because we've always played together over the years, and he's influenced a lot by the same music that I'm influenced by. So he brought a lot of home and my style to the album as well. I wouldn't say it was produced, but it's quite developed from just me and an acoustic guitar. It's more or less just an expansion of everything I've been doing so far.